Hello everyone and welcome back to the Fun English channel.
I'm Sarah. We're super excited to dive into today's episode. If you're here to learn how to memorize new words in English, whether for school, work, or travel, you're in the right place.
Absolutely. We know that one of the hardest things about learning English or any language is remembering new vocabulary. You learn it one day, but then the next day, poof, it's gone, right?
Totally. And don't worry, you're not alone, but we're going to show you some fun and super effective techniques to make remembering new words a lot easier. We promise, it's going to be fun.
It's right. So whether you're a beginner or someone looking to brush up your skills, today's episode will give you some practical tools and tips to make learning new words a lot less stressful. Ready to get started, Sarah?
I'm so ready. Let's do this.
Okay, first tip, connect new words to something personal in your life. Personal connections are super powerful for memory. So let's say you're learning the word elated, which means feeling very happy or overjoyed.
Nice. Now, think about a time in your life when you felt elated. Maybe it was when you won a game, received great news, or when you celebrated something special.
Exactly. Let's say you got a promotion at work. You could say, I was so elated when I found out I was promoted. By connecting the word elated with your personal experience of happiness, the word becomes much easier to remember.
This works really well because you're linking the new word with an emotional experience, which is something our brains are great at remembering. It makes the word feel real in your life.
And it doesn't have to be a big dramatic moment. Even little moments of joy, like getting your favorite coffee or seeing an old friend, can make the word elated stick in your mind. It's about connecting it to something you genuinely care about.
Okay, let's talk about using the word in a sentence right away. The more you practice a word in real situations, the better you'll remember it. Let's use the word intriguing, which means something that is interesting and makes you curious.
For example, you could say, the new book I'm reading is so intriguing, I can't put it down. See how simple it is? You're not just memorizing a word, you're practicing it in a real context.
Exactly. The goal is to use new words in different sentences until you feel comfortable with them. You can also write sentences, say them aloud, or even try to use them when you're chatting with someone.
Let's try another example. The word apprehensive means to feel nervous or uneasy about something. If you're about to give a presentation at work, you might say, I feel a little apprehensive about speaking in front of everyone, but I'll do my best.
The more you use the word in sentences, the more natural it becomes. It's not just a random word in your vocabulary anymore. It's part of your active language skills.
Here's another trick, visualization. When you learn a new word, try to picture it in your mind. This can work wonders for remembering both the meaning and pronunciation of the word.
Let's take the word melancholy, which means a feeling of sadness or being down, often without a clear reason. To remember it, you could imagine a rainy day, where everything feels a little gray and quiet.
Yes, or picture a scene from a movie where a character is sitting alone by a window, staring out into the rain. That's the feeling of melancholy. When you imagine a word like that, it sticks in your brain much more effectively.
This works for positive words too. For example, radiant means shining brightly or looking very happy and healthy. Picture a glowing sunrise or someone with a bright, warm smile. The image you create helps you remember the word and its meaning.
Exactly. So don't just memorize words passively. Engage your imagination and create vivid pictures in your mind that are tied to each word. It'll make the learning process a lot more fun and effective.
Here's a really smart technique. Break down the word into parts, especially when it has prefixes, suffixes, or roots that you can recognize. Let's look at the word reliable.
Great one. Reliable is made of the prefix re, meaning again or back, and the root liable, from Latin, meaning able to be relied upon. So when you hear reliable, it's easy to understand it means someone or something that can be depended on.
Breaking the word into smaller parts makes it feel less overwhelming, right? You can apply this to so many words. Take unbelievable. Break it down. Un means not, and believable means something you can believe. Put it together, and unbelievable means something so amazing or extreme that it's hard to believe.
It's like math for words. Breaking things down helps you not only understand the meaning but also get better at figuring out the meanings of new words when you encounter them later. If you can identify the prefix or root, you can often guess the meaning of the whole word.
Now, let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial: repetition. If you want to remember new words, you've got to review them over time.
Yes, and not just once. A great method is spaced repetition. This means you review the word at increasing intervals. So you might first review a word right after learning it, then a few hours later, then the next day, and then a week later.
A simple example: let's say you've learned the word effervescent, which means bubbly or full of energy. After you first learn it, you could review it by using it in a sentence like, "Her effervescent personality makes her the life of every party."
And then a few hours later, revisit that word. Maybe read your sentence again or come up with another one. Spaced repetition apps like Anki, Memorize, or Quizlet do this automatically. They help you review words at the perfect intervals so they stick in your memory.
The goal is to space out your learning so your brain doesn't forget it. With this method, you'll be able to recall words much faster than if you try to cram them all in one go.
Who said memorizing words has to be boring? Let's make it fun. Try using games to challenge yourself. You could play a memory card game where you match new words with their definitions.
Love that! You could also try a word scavenger hunt. Go around your home or neighborhood and see how many things you can name using new vocabulary. For example, you could look for something that is transparent, like a glass window or a clear bottle.
Or challenge a friend or study buddy. Take turns saying a word and the other person has to make a sentence with it. Whoever forgets a word first loses. It's competitive, but also a great way to reinforce the words you're learning.
All right, let's talk tech. There are so many tools these days that make learning new words easier.
One of my favorites is the app Quizlet. You can make flashcards and quiz yourself on new vocabulary. There are also pre-made flashcards that other users have created so you can learn words for specific topics like travel, business, or casual conversation.
Another cool app is Anki. It's great for spaced repetition, and you can even create your own decks of flashcards to suit your needs. Plus, there's an online community where you can download other people's flashcards.
And if you want to practice speaking and pronunciation, you can use voice assistants like Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant. Try saying the new word aloud and ask for feedback on pronunciation. You can even create little quizzes for yourself to practice throughout the day.
Here's a powerful technique. Teach the word to someone else. It might sound strange, but explaining a word to a friend or family member helps solidify your understanding.
It's true, when you teach something, you reinforce it in your own brain. So if you just learn the word benevolent, which means kind or charitable, try explaining it to someone else.
You could say something like, "A benevolent person is someone who is kind and does good things for others, like a charity worker or a volunteer." Teaching helps you remember not just the definition, but the context of the word.
One last tip, and it's super important. Be patient with yourself and stay consistent. Language learning is a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly! Don't worry if you don't remember every word the first time. Just keep practicing, and remember that every new word is a small victory. Celebrate those little wins.
That's it for today's episode. We hope these tips help you memorize new words in a fun and effective way. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and soon enough you'll be amazed at how much your vocabulary grows.
Thanks for joining us on the Fun English channel. Don't forget to share your own tips and tricks for memorizing words with us. You can find us on social media or drop a comment below.
Thank you so much for watching my video. Honestly, it means the world to me that you took the time to be here. I work hard every day to create content that you'll enjoy, and knowing that even one person is watching gives me so much motivation. I promise no matter what, even if I only have one viewer, I'll keep going and do my best to make videos worth watching. Your support means everything to me, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps more than you know. See you in the next one.